It's Friday, February 18, 2022. Welcome to a new backcountry snowpack summary for the North Shore Mountains, brought to you by North Shore Rescue. We often say that the snowpack doesn't like change. Well, let me tell you, our snowpack is probably pretty happy right now. The last time we had any kind of excitement was last weekend when it got really warm, and we weren't too sure how much it was going to affect the surface crust. Turns out that for the North Shore Mountains, it actually didn't really do all that much. The surface remained fairly firm throughout. And ever since then, the hazard bulletin has been pretty much a green brick for the region. Now, this is going to change a little bit, hopefully this weekend, with a little bit of snow coming. There's a fair bit of disagreement between the models right now. You know, when I looked this morning, the stingiest model was calling for about 9 centimeters, and the more enthusiastic one was closer to 37. So that's going to be the thing to look for this weekend. If you want to know a little bit what the snowpack is at, where the snowpack is at, please stick around for the snowpack discussion. This week we chose the west aspect at 1200 meters for our profile. And the first thing that really stands out when you're digging, things that haven't really changed all that much. So it's that end of January crust here. So essentially from this point on, this is the snow that we received since January 29th. And if you remember well, just above this crust there was a layer of nice snow. It's still there, but it actually gained a fair bit of stiffness over the last couple of weeks, and the bond between this snow and this hard crust is quite good. As we move up into the snowpack, we have quite a number of crusts. Some of them are laminated, some of them have a little bit of snow in between, and they have actually broken down quite a bit in the last week or so. And as you can see, there's tons of interface, but it doesn't really matter because none of these interfaces actually produce any test results, nor did we see any avalanche activity in any of these layers. All we've seen as far as avalanche activity this week is a little bit of wet loose running in the top, maybe 5 centimeters. If you've been out and about and digging snow profile this week, you may have noticed that when you get into the hard category of your compression test, you know, where you're tapping with from the shoulder and you're still not getting any results. So we've decided that maybe it was time to develop a new category of compression test, and that would be the very hard category, so beyond the shoulder tap. And so we've actually worked really hard this week preparing these little videos on how to use proper technique to try the very hard compression test. Now, as you can see in those videos, we did get a compression test very hard 3 on the January 29th crust. Now, we did have to stop between 2 and 3 to deal with a mild concussion, and in hindsight, it would probably be wise to wear a helmet to perform these tests. Now, this weekend, we're getting a little bit of snow. The big question is how much. There's a lot of discrepancy between models right now. We're not really worried, even if there's a lot of snow, we're not very worried that the weight of that new snow is going to cause any issues in deeper layers. The question is all about how the new snow is going to stick to the surface. If there's a lot of snow, then of course that's going to increase the avalanche hazard quite a bit. That's all I have for this week. Stay safe this weekend, and we'll see you next week.